You sound like a gay elephant.
If I step out to pee or shit or whatever, it'll be on the wide angle, so that way.
You're gonna come back in where it'd be butt naked.
Sweating. We were watching Cops.
We're gonna switch seats
That was.
and be naked.
Y'all do whatever, I'll clap it out.
Dumb Bros. Welcome to Dumb Bros, the podcast where we put
We haven't
clarity
figured that part
over
out yet.
comfort.
That was some ChatGPT ass shit.
It was.
It was?
I got it, bro.
Jesus Christ.
You love like seeing posts these days where it's like so obviously you
This
just use AI
ChatGPT
for the whole
AI,
thing.
yeah.
And it was like for me, I'm like, okay, I like you undermine the intellectual honesty to me when you
Yeah.
do that. It's not AI is an interesting subject for both of us because there's so much anti-AI rhetoric right now.
Yeah. And
Reasonably
With a lot
so.
of- yeah. With
Reasonably so.
good
They're building
reasons.
a data center that's it's like 33,000 square acres or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I forget the exact number, but like the amount of the negative impact of AI is not to be understated. With that said, I see it as almost like a necessary evil, like as a tool for people like us.
I feel you.
You know,
I do. I mean, I feel you, but it's a tough subject. I feel like it'll save us and destroy us.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it could save us, it could destroy us. So I'm for and against the data centers.
There's been some studies already, and AI is new, so it's one of those things where it's hard to say like the longevity or the the depth of the effect that these things are having on us because of how long they've been a part of our culture. But there has been some research that's showing that it shrinks certain regions of brain associated with critical thinking. So me and you talked about this, though. I think it's the opposite for me. I think AI has helped me exponentially. Like it's made me
Well,
a better
that's
thinker.
because you use it. You don't use it as a tool. You use it as a teacher.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it expands your cognitive ability.
Yeah.
Most people are using it as advanced search engine
Mm-hmm.
in a way, or something that helps them with their grammar or argue or whatever. But you and I both try to use it as a tool of teaching us, and mainly through philosophy and psychology,
Mm-hmm.
social and economic things that we go through, current events. We're just always trying to expand our cognitive ability.
Yeah.
And most people don't do that, and I don't think they should. I think the last thing you want to do is give AI to a dumb person.
True. I'm trying to hear out the side of the anti-AI rhetoric. So there are ways I try to combat my use of it. I try to not use it as a search engine instead of just Googling stuff. I try to look for primary sources these days. But at the same time, like I performed really well on my test this last semester, and my whole strategy was I wasn't using the teacher's notes. I wasn't going through slides. I would watch YouTube videos, and then I would go to AI and I would give it my study guide, and I would have it explain everything, and then I would have it go through and test me. And I would just go back and forth for like 2 days with my AI.
Yeah, exactly.
And I performed really well because it allowed me to have a comprehensive understanding, because it was like having a tutor that never got tired, was always available. I'm not going to say never wrong.
What it
but
sounds like is that it's like shrooms and weed. Like if a dumb motherfucker do shrooms and smoke weed, they're gonna talk about some dumb fucking shit. And a guy that has some sort of intellect is gonna expand on his intellectual capacity.
Correct.
So it's the same thing. So the way we use AI is gonna either make you dumber or it's gonna make you wiser. And so you and I try to use it in a way where we don't let it bullshit us. We tell it not to be biased, always fact check everything, and send me sources so that I can fact check you.
Yeah.
You know? So like we're less likely to be fooled by AI. Like when you watch an AI video, when I see people in the comment section like, oh, they're like commenting on as it's real, I'm like, they're fucked. And they have no idea how fucked they are.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson breaking
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
They have no idea. And I think what it looks like is that survival of the fittest is coming back. Natural selection, where dumb people fall off a cliff because they thought they could fly. And only intellectuals breed, because AI is about to separate people like that. That's about to happen because I can see AI fooling the hell. It's already fooling people. There are people who worship it. already. You know, literally worship it already. Those people are going to be so dumb and controlled and completely separate from those who are using AI as a tool and teacher to progress them further in life.
Yeah.
It's going to separate us intellectually, and sooner rather than later.
Have you seen the memes like they'll be like, when she asks to look through my Instagram, they hand the phone over. When she asks to look through my text, hand the phone over. They're like, when she asks to look through my ChatGPT, and they like throw the phone out the window. Like there's been like memes I've seen of that. And I think we both know some people who are like this. Like they don't understand that their use of AI is a reflection of their own subconscious. Or not their subconscious, of their
like that
how they
Republican
think.
politician that
Yeah.
complained about gay ads on his social media, and everybody was like, "Bro, stop watching gay porn. They won't show you that." Why would you say that?
They were just sending out
He didn't
the-
understand that was a reflection of what he likes to look up.
Yeah, why does a grinder keep?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Speaking of the weed and shrooms thing, you were saying how like dumb people use it, bro. Do you remember our friend that was telling us a story about these two guys he knew in high school, and they're like, man, they did shrooms together one night,
And they were gay.
And they
I
got
remember
gay,
that.
and he was
I was like, nah, them
the
niggas was
shrooms
gay.
made them gay.
I was like, nah, but them niggas was gay before. The shrooms made them come out the closet.
Yeah.
That's what happened. The
was like-
shrooms ain't make them gay, nigga.
Bro, I remember
them
him
niggas
telling
was
it-
thinking about it, and then the shrooms gay.
I remember him telling the story. Me and you both looked at each other. We were like, nah.
nigga, nah.
He's like,
I think the dudes who go to
two
prison,
gay
like
men.
prison made him gay. Like, nope.
Yeah.
He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to go to prison. He couldn't wait to go to prison, boy.
Bro, have you been seeing the like the TikTok where I'll be like, they take a photo of a person and they're like, do you think this person is gay or straight?
Yeah, yeah,
And all
yeah.
the dudes are like, he's gay, and they're like, do you think people would think you're gay or straight? And they're like, straight. And they go to the next. It's just a cycle of dudes being like gay.
You know what? There's nothing gayer than caring about where a man puts his dick at night. And he ain't trying to put it on you.
Yeah.
And it ain't in your household. It ain't nothing gayer than you worried about another man's sexuality. That shit is weird, bro. That shit, it's always men they're worried about, too. They don't care if the women to do it. They're telling us something, bro. They're forcing it on us. we can't help it. They forcing the gays. Frogs are gonna be gay.
Yeah, I said that last NFL season when Caleb Williams would like, people would give him shit for like painting his nails or like being zesty
I didn't
or
give
whatever.
a fuck.
And I remember saying something to my brother. I was like, you know what I think's weirder than that? And I was like thinking about this dude, like his
Yeah.
sexuality. Like, why are you like, you're thinking about what he does when he goes home at night by
That's
himself?
fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's what I'm saying. It bothers me more that you're bothered by it. These are the same people.
Can't stop thinking.
These are the same people. Like, if something racist happens to you, they're gonna get mad at you bringing up the racism and not the racism happening to you.
Yeah.
Just stop talking about it. Morgan Freeman, coon ass niggas, man.
Shout out, dude.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, let me go ahead and get this rant out the way. I hate coons, bro. You can't say that, and I ain't supposed to say this because this barbershop talk. But I'll forgive a racist before I forgive a motherfucking coon, bro. Like a dude that just like, they're obviously what they're doing. It's obvious what they're doing. Like, bro, how can you like look at people who look like you and look at the people who don't look like them and hate them and then join their team? It's fucking weird, bro. I don't like that. Hey, he had to go through it too. No, it's okay. He had to go through it too because it's my fault. No, it's my fault. It's my fault for saying it a lot in front of him and him not understanding Uncle Tom and coon are like racial slurs we call other black people now. Back in the day, it used to be a term called us, but a tap dancer, a coon, and Uncle Tom, Sambo, all these terms we call the worst type of black people you'll meet, and they're grifters usually. They're pretending. All you got to do is pretend you hate the people who look like you, and you can get rich. Because there's lucrative money to be made to pretend to be racist motherfucker. Like if you were a Hodge twin or Candace Owens back in the day, bros, conservative white people would love you because you're saying all the racist shit that they can't say, and because you're black, they feel better about saying it. Even though 99.9% of black people disagree with that person, they feel that person is telling the truth and telling it like it is.
Yeah. That's one of those subjects where
Cracker, I get to say cracker because I said coon, I said Uncle Tom, cracker. All right, go ahead.
this kind of gives me a segue. So I'm gonna try a new thing here on Dumb Bros too, where like I am not as articulate sometimes in the moment with my thoughts. And so I'm trying to take the time here to sit down and write out some things that I've been thinking about, kind of allow me to like formulate my thoughts better here as we do that. So I'm going to read something that like I was thinking yesterday. And I kind of want to hear what you have to say about this. We value protecting the peace in our relationships, public places, and ultimately protecting that sense of normalcy and predictability that we want to feel in our daily lives. We value it more than the discomfort that comes with having to face the ugly and the evilness we know is happening. When I wake up every day and I see a headline that overwhelms me, something like 200 schoolgirls killed by a missile or civil rights acts being attacked by our elected officials, at some point you have to be honest with yourself that your unwillingness to speak up and take a stance is how the people who are causing suffering are continuing to get away with their evil. And I know a lot of people will say something like, well, what can I do? Or my vote doesn't matter. And that's just lazy thinking. That says that you are okay with what's happening because it hasn't started to impact you directly yet. You might feel the inconvenience of things around you, but it isn't bad enough for you to care. Those same inconveniences are life-threatening to others. Other people are suffering and other people are dying. They're not getting the support and help they need, and it's because people of privilege aren't willing to sacrifice their comfort to, at the very least, speak up. I'm not saying everyone needs to put their phone down and storm the streets right now, but you can start by setting boundaries with your friends and family. You can check in on your friends that are being hurt by policies you're ignoring, and you can begin to ask yourself, how am I contributing? Because if your answer is you can't do anything, then you're lying to yourself. Making change is inconvenient, it's uncomfortable, and it requires sacrifice. But if we all keep pretending like this is normal, we will create a world full of suffering because of our apathy.
Damn, bro. That shit I almost brought a tear to my eye, not because of what you were saying, but it just brought back how lonely I've been feeling because I don't see many people like that. Boy, I know so many people that don't look like me, that love me, but I don't know many people like you, bro. I don't know many people who don't look like me that'll call me when the 1965 Voting Act gets overturned and states like Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi that same day started exercising that and destroying black districts so their vote doesn't count in the next election. I had not one white person call me. Literally, they overturned the very thing that protected my right to vote. Guess what a senator in Alabama recently just said? He wants to overturn the 14th Amendment, the amendment that essentially gives me human rights and makes me a citizen because I'm a descendant of slaves. He wants to overturn that.
And that video is public.
It's public,
you
bro.
Can watch that.
And I'm supposed to pretend like Republicans aren't racist as fuck. And if you aren't racist, don't get it wrong, fuck a liberal, because they're fucking pussies anyways. I probably hate them for the same reasons you hate them. But conservatives are fucking evil. This is a different type of corruption. This is different, man. Like, I don't understand this shit. It's fucking weird. And you pretending like you like their policies. Why your policies that you like overwhelmingly affect people of color? It's fucking weird. At some point, we gonna have to stop pretending like it's the policies. They always have plausible deniability, bro. They always say racist shit with plausible deniability so they can say, oh, that's not what I meant. They'll say shit like, man, they need to bomb everybody on welfare. Yeah, that rhetoric, you hear that rhetoric and now you feel it. You feel what they're saying, but they didn't say it. Man. They use plausible deniability, bro. I don't fuck with, I know a couple black dudes I cut off because of their lack of morality. But you know how many white dudes I've heard verbatim say, I care more about money than I do people. And I'm like, I can't fuck with you, bro. Like, I don't want to fuck with people who are immoral. It's not about our political difference. And now I'm starting to realize this entire time, our political differences were moral differences. This entire time. Trump just came out and made you okay with saying and supporting evil fucking shit. But before, you always thought this way. And I ain't trying to hear that I got a black friend bullshit. Steven from Django was loved too and appreciated, but he was still a slave. You know how many fucking niggas was in slaves' households kissing master's ass and fucking feeding their babies, breastfeeding their babies, feeding masters, sleeping in good beds, and the masters still thought they were less than them, motherfucker. You can, hate and racism aren't synonymous all the time, bro. You can love people and still be a racist piece of shit. Like, hate and racism aren't synonymous, bro. I used to have a bunch of white friends, bro. And what I realized a lot of them were, they were either racist or they were okay with the racism. They may not be racist, but I'm going to kick it with this guy who has racist views. I'm going to kick it with this guy who thinks we should be bombing children over there. Like, I'm going to kick it with him. Man, suck my dick. Man, I ain't no fucking way I'm kicking it with you, bro. You're not a good person. It's not about political difference. You are not a good person. You are not a good, I don't want to fuck with you. I cut them off, man. All I do is kicking with like 2 or 3 of them now because they got kind souls, bro. But I do appreciate Trump for showing me what was really around me as a nigga that's surrounded by white people. I love white people, bro. I fucking love white people, bro. I have so much fun with them. But then Trump showed me like, oh, a lot of them are really fun, but a lot of them are like have some fucked up views and they fuck with you. Because I am not a race of people. I am a person. I'm not black people. I'm a black person. A motherfucker can like you and vote against black people all day. I can't sit with that, bro. And if you did your due diligence and actually looked up the things that happened after slavery, right after, and through Jim Crow, and through Redlining and COINTELPRO, and all the way up to 2026, ask ChatGPT to help you with that. And ask it to send you sources. We've never had a fair share in this motherfucker. You don't have no empathy for us, though? Not enough to call us and be like, hey, man, how you feeling about what's going on today, bro? Nah, them niggas going to party and shit and have fight parties and fucking doing all this fucking fun shit and no one called to check on me but you. So I appreciate that from you, brother. I appreciate that shit because it had me in a lonely feeling, man. I thought these white boys was cool as fuck. They are cool. They cooler than a motherfucker. And you can't be cooler than a motherfucker during a time like this.
Man.
How you pretending this shit ain't happening, bruh? You know why? Because you have the privilege to do so. Because nothing's going to happen to you or your kids. But I'm literally worried about being deported.
Man, so there's then this been happening recently where like over the years you've helped educate me on things I was unaware of, and it's opened my eyes up to like so much more. It created empathy in me because I realized how narrow my perspective in life had been. And recently I've been struggling with how to like not open the eyes of other people around me, but like help depart some of that empathy, some of that wisdom onto the people that I care about who I know that they're just like lacking that awareness. And kind of like what I wrote there is it is difficult because on an individual level, you feel like things are out of your control, right? But I'm like, I refuse to accept that. So I'm like trying things to exercise that control in my day-to-day life. So I've been bringing these things up to people around me. I don't care if you're my coworker, you're my friend, you're one of my relatives. I just start talking about these issues publicly because it's supposed to be taboo and we're supposed to not talk about that. And I'm like, fuck that. We're talking about it if you're around me. And let me share 2 responses that I got from people this week. And both these people were white, and I'm not going to name them. But I brought up issues, and one of them said something about, well, my taxpayer money is already being used. Might as well drop those bombs now. I'm paying for them, and laughed it off. And I was like, all right. And then I brought up
Bro,
similar.
they dropping bombs on children, bro. Like, how are you?
Bro, I brought up similar issues yesterday to someone. And the response is like, wouldn't it almost be better if like we didn't have empathy? And I didn't know how to respond because here I am sitting in this moment trying to help people become motivated and just point out that like what a privilege is it to be able to sit in your home all day or be going about your life and not be worried and not be threatened and just feel the inconveniences. What a privilege that is. And the responses I'm getting back from these people is just starting to overwhelm me with like sadness because I'm like, I want to help so bad. When I think about what you're going through, like I called some of my family today that lives down in Atlanta. They live like down, but like outside of Atlanta, like in the rural parts. And
fuck.
Yeah, I mean, and they've told me about what it's like out there. And I'm just like, I'm reaching out to people because I'm like, how are people just not caring? Like, how are you not upset? How are you waking up just being like, this is fine? I get that you're not supposed to shut down. That's what I said in that little piece of writing. I'm not saying like let's all shut.
Bro, you know what scares me the most about it all? About you saying people not caring is black people, bro. And I'm gonna speak to this shit, bro. Like I ain't gonna say black people. There's a large percent of black people. I won't even say the majority, but a large amount of black people that do not understand that what's happening right now. And I've seen people are still twerking and talking about Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson, bro. Literally the same time their voting rights were ripped. And you talking about, and they arguing about Klay Thompson and Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Man. I'm like, what? As some part of me gets angry where, fuck it, Trump, fuck this motherfucker up. Everybody burn. Fuck it. Some part of me wants this bitch to burn. Black people and racist ass white people, just burn this bitch down. And then another part of me remind me how easy it is to be one of those people. Do you know why racist people, misogynistic people, homophobic people all have this one thing in common? They usually don't have intellect.
Why?
You understand that, though. You understand They usually have that in common. They're dumb. They're dumb, bro. They're not going to grow. These people are not going to ever understand. That's why I won't debate people. Like, they're not going to leave here thinking Trey was right.
I made yeah, for real. I made a note a couple days ago. It was privilege and ignorance make people intellectually lazy. And I think, like, I see from both sides of, like, I was saying on the way to the podcast today, I was like, all these people that I know, like, I think people of privilege have been able to coast earlier in their lives, and, like, their life was less chaotic, and they didn't learn how to be adaptable, and they didn't learn how to face
motherfuckers won't look across the street.
Yeah, so
when they walk across the street, they don't
started.
look.
We almost had an old lady.
You know how many white people you got to bump into? Yeah. If I don't turn to the side while I'm walking down the street, I'll kill 37 white people a day. like if I don't turn to the side like this, they're not paying attention. And I'm like, what a privilege your life has been. Yeah. Where you don't feel any danger anywhere you go. It's the reason why you getting bit by alligators.
Yeah.
Like it's the reason why you get attacked by a mountain lion or ran over by a bison. It's like something there that's making them feel like nothing's gonna happen to me. Mm-hmm. I could climb this building without any safety harness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I could jump out without a parachute. My buddy's going to catch me with his parachute on. Yeah. That's a real thing. Yeah. White people jump out of planes. I'm not making this shit up. White people jump out of planes. Look it up.
I know.
And fucking another white man will put a parachute on and jump after and go catch that nigga. And that same cracker will lock his doors in the hood.
You know what's crazy? Is those white dudes live, and then they land, and they're like,
they're invincible. I'm running for president. I'm running for president.
Yeah.
But in that same sense, that's why white people are also fun. Mm. I have my most fun with white boys. Yeah. The camper trip coming up, I didn't want to go. The camping trip, I didn't want to go, man. But then I'm fucking going now because I'm thinking about how much fun I have with these white boys. And that's why it bothers me so fucking much that a lot of them aren't reaching out. Most of them don't fuck with Trump. Mm-hmm. But they're like not thinking about their black friends who are having a different experience of Trump and his minions. We watching Nazi salutes. We watching the fucking voting rights get overturned. We watching the fucking white supremacy. First of all, ain't no fucking such thing as that. It looked like white inferiority. How come all the white supremacists are like slow as fuck? Mm-hmm. They missing their hair. They're bucktooth. They're slow physically and mentally. They don't have vocabularies. Where's the supreme part?
Bro.
Like, what is supreme? I don't see it. You look scared. Yeah. You look like you're afraid. I ain't never seen niggas deport white people. I ain't never seen a nigga deport a white person out the hood in my life. I ain't never seen a nigga make a law that affected white people. Yeah. I ain't never seen niggas do white people shit like this. This shit is crazy.
You said something like a couple weeks ago.
Hey, niggas should form their own deportation fucking group like ICE and call it NICE. You get it? The end.
Okay, 4 out of 10.
That's 8 out of 10. Rich got it immediately, bro. Call it nice. Okay. Not because they're nice, because they niggas.
What were we just saying? So I had a rift. I was going to rift it.
I was about to call
I was thinking about
illegal immigration, illegal importation.
I mean, that's the thing.
I should have smoked before I came.
It's a real
I know,
thing.
but they're not people on imports. I mean, on Epstein Island, they were imports and exports. They on the fucking Dow Jones. They had children on the Dow Jones, man. God damn. Them motherfuckers not going to jail, bro. They're not going to jail, bro. No, that's crazy. You know what scares me?
What?
The fact that they're doing all this crazy shit. Like, and me, I'm thinking, I'm going to jail if I do this. They smiling. What do they know that we don't know? What are they about to get away with? That scares me. Why are you still doing more evil shit instead of backtracking? Because, like, man, we might lose the midterms. We need to backtrack. We might go to prison. They're not backtracking. They're doubling down.
Yeah.
That bothers me a little bit.
This is why I said to you last week about was it Steve Bannon? Who was it? It was a politician that...
He's not a politician.
Someone that went publicly saying they were asking about Trump being able to serve a
It was
third
Bannon,
term.
though. Steve
Okay,
Bannon.
it was him.
He's a good
Okay.
friend of his. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just like, he kept like dodging it. And I said to you something, I was like, what's weird to me is why wouldn't you lie in that moment? Why would you not just like hide? And
No, we're not going to do that.
And then I watched a video of Trump yesterday talking about like 8 or 9 years in office still. And I'm like, they're like quadrupling down, and you watch the crowd cheer and they like laugh at it. And I'm like, that's how you put your toe in the water. They're putting their toe in the water, seeing the reaction. And that's what scares me the most right now is we're seeing the apathy. We're seeing the just lack of care from all people.
There's no way you can. I cannot stand liberals. Do not get it twisted. I can't stand those motherfuckers. But especially after this, there ain't no way in hell you can convince me to vote Republican.
That's how I feel.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I give black people a pass for voting Republican. I give white people a pass for voting Republican in the past. Now I have you voting Republican this midterms. Like, I don't want my children around you. Like, seriously, like, I don't think liberals are the answer. But what the Republicans are doing right now is mind blowing.
Yeah.
It is blowing my fucking. I don't understand it, bro.
And
It's blowing my
fear-
high right now. Shit.
Yeah, I know. And my
You
fear,
know
yeah,
it's
I do.
blowing
I
my
do.
high?
Yeah, I was checking in.
I know what
little
you just
bit.
did
Yeah,
just
the
now. I'm gonna let it
telepathy.
pass.
Yeah, thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Appreciate it because my thought was important too. And I was thinking, part of my fear. I gotta get mine.
Rich, stop
sometimes, you know how
fucking
it is, man.
co-signing, man. Before I
Yeah.
jumping right now.
I need it. My fear is that like something would happen, like Trump would like the midterms will pass, like Trump will just resume office in a third term, and people would still just like wake up and go to work and bitch about it online. And I'm like, no, I am done, bro. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not saying like I have an answer.
Yeah.
But, like I'm definitely not waking up that next day being like, all right, well I guess we still got to pay the bills. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna at least come over. Yeah. I don't know. That's how I imagine these people are though. Is like the lack of like. I've been getting really frustrated with people around me, and you're one of the few people that like make me not feel like crazy in this. Is like at the very least be informed. I was thinking the other day. I was like, we have 2 senators of the state. I don't know who the fuck they are.
I think we're suffering from religious psychosis. I think we're suffering from that and a possible theological accelerationism. I think that's what it's called. And it's where like there's a theory that people are
End times.
they're accelerating the end times, not because I don't think it's because they actually think Jesus is coming back. I think they're doing all these things to fulfill these prophecies to make religious people believe it is end times, and they're more inclined to listen to these rich folks. So they have the money to start the wars in the right areas to live up to these prophecies to make religious people follow them more.
Self-fulfilling
You know what I
prophecy.
mean? Hitler, same thing. Like Hitler, the same thing. Look how much it was always they use Christianity to get bad Christians to follow them. And unfortunately, most Christians are bad people. Even the Bible says that. The road to heaven is narrow. It's very narrow, which is crazy to me. Like, why would you narrow the road?
I think you're road.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that. Why is it not literally, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like,
that's right.
yeah, but why is it hard?
Yeah.
It's so difficult to not burn forever. Well, anyways,
Yeah. I remember when I was growing up, there was like I would go to like visiting churches or my church, and I remember them talking about the end times. My whole childhood was full of end times talk, like every church. I remember when pastors like talking about like volcanoes and war and earthquakes, and I was like,
that's always been happening.
that's why as a kid, I remember just being like, yeah. I was like, how is that a sign of end times? Like, have those things not been happening? But that does like lead into something else I wanted to like bring up to you. It's a little off the walls, but this whole spiritual warfare with the UAPs.
That's crazy. I was just thinking it about 40 seconds ago.
So
I'm glad you did that.
Let me like give a little like context.
I want to attack. Go ahead.
Attack. But so me and you were following this a lot over the years, and recently we're seeing a lot with the UAPs and the government. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck right now. This is like the bottom of my concerns.
They released the X Files, not the XXX Files.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And part of me though was thinking about earlier the part of the curious part of me that can't help but be engaged by this kind of content, though, is that there might be some deeper underlying truth to the what we are experiencing, as far as like, it might not be as simple as just like there was aliens or intelligent civilization arose on another planet, they figured out a way to visit us and they're visiting us. There might be more to physics and our
That we
lack
don't
of understanding.
understand, yeah.
But, and me and you agree on this, it doesn't make it spiritual, it doesn't make it religious. But if you like told me interdimensional beings, whatever that meant, are visiting us from the future, whatever that meant in the scientific term.
Yeah, maybe it's something we don't understand. But that's what the idea of God and religion came from in the first place, is our lack of understanding for what was going on around us. And God is a simple answer. What happened with this? Where did this come from? God. So, and it's comforting to know when you don't know. So the idea that I understand that they're trying to make sense of it, like especially they're trying to make sense of something that's possibly really happening and coexisting with their religion. In order to do that, they have to say, well, these are angels and demons or both, and even though the logic behind that makes no sense, like why would our human technology be picking up spiritual warfare on our radars?
Yeah.
Like, isn't this land and realm only a place you can visit and understand until you die?
Yeah.
Like your story can't say this and this at the same time. You know, if it's spiritual warfare, first of all, why is there a war? Y'all general is God. Why is there a fight? Like, there's a fight. There's a fight. There's a war.
And he might lose?
Yeah, like that's what a war is. There's a possibility one side can lose.
Yeah.
Why is there a war? I don't understand a war against God. That's crazy. But regardless, it's like, I don't know if aliens are here, or they were just already here and they're not actually aliens, or they're us from the future, or another species from the future, or some drones created by an AI I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's our government fooling us. I'm going to be honest and say I have no idea. One thing I can guarantee you is something fucking weird is happening.
Agreed.
And when you don't understand what is going on, you have to fill in the blanks. It's called God of the gaps. Sometimes it's religion, but let's leave religion alone. I know some dumbass non-religious people. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's a reincarnation of Boba Fett," or some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like, people fill in the blanks, and when they tell me their ideas and theories, I hit them with this one question: why have you accepted that as truth? Leave the 4,000 or 5,000 religions and the 30,000 denominations of Christianity within the religion. We'll leave that out of it. Let's say you're spiritual, non-religious and spiritual, and they go, man, I think we're all a universal hive mind consciously. I'm not saying we're not that. Why have you accepted that as truth and you actually don't fucking know?
Yes.
Like, why do you go, this is what I believe? I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is I don't know what is going on. I am trying to understand, but I'm not going to fill in the blanks to make myself feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Why do people do that? It scares me to be around people who do that. I'm like, why do you believe that? Why did you believe it? Why? There's so many things you could believe. Why did you choose that one?
I listened to Piers Morgan and Neil deGrasse Tyson talking earlier, and Piers was like, what came before the Big Bang? And Neil was like, we don't know.
We don't know.
And
God. I bet he filled it in with God. There it is.
He's like, that's how I have to know. And Neil was like, it explained the God as a gap thing. But
it's only evidence of what you don't know.
Yeah.
It's not evidence of something put us here. It's just evidence you don't know where we came from.
Yeah.
It's evidence of our ignorance.
Exactly. And gives me a little bit of sympathy for this line of thinking, though, is like I've been exploring these ideas recently. One I had a while ago was evolution. The theory of evolution came about very recently. I think it was 1890s when Darwin went to the Galapagos Islands. And I was like, it seems very intuitive. Evolution seems like this very intuitive idea to me. I'm like, I thought that like you didn't need like a extreme amount of evidence. It didn't require some crazy level of technology to come up with that theory. I was like, why did that not arise earlier in history? So I did a little dive into it, and I was like, oh, from our perspective looking backwards, it's like we now know what the continents looked like previously in Pangea and how species intercross over there. We now know about molecular biology. We know about DNA, and we know about how chromosomes cross over, and we understand these processes, and we know about morphology, and we know about the like skeletal structures of other animals and classifications. We're standing on the shoulders of all that knowledge. So when you're looking backwards, like, yeah, well, of course, like when I look at the progression of Australopithecus and like other early primates and how it leads up, it's obvious to me. It wasn't obvious at that time.
But you also have the mental capacity to keep up with that. So I'm an idiot, right? And if you start telling me all that stuff, there's a few things can happen. You're going to lose me because I don't have the mental capacity or the attention span to keep up with you. And not understanding is much easier. A conspiracy theory about the earth being flat and a dude with a beard did all this is much easier than listening to you talk all these big words I don't understand. And another thing that could happen is that I could get really insecure and start to despise you because I now feel that you feel like you're smarter than me. Not because you think that, but because that's what I would think if I was smarter than you. They're projecting, bro. I'm so bothered by all this. Not bothered. I'm so tired of all this projection, bro. Like, bro, nobody projects harder than a racist white dude, dog. Nobody, bro. They don't understand that we can see that you're gay. You're laughing, but those dudes are always gay.
Yeah.
Why, dog? Like that Chud the Builder guy?
Yeah.
He just got into some.
So obvious.
But I was saying that before he got caught up in it. What was I saying? I said, I guarantee that dude's gay. It's something weird where I think these dudes don't get to be themselves. And I hate that for them.
Yeah.
Truly, I hate because they're in a community that despises gayness because they're also suffering from the same shit. There's a religion that tells them it's bad, even though it tells them like 2 or 3 times. Love thy neighbor, fuck that. Just don't lay down with a dude. Like it's something they're struggling with, and they live in a community and a society, sub-society where that is ultra taboo. So they want to be a part of this community and society, but they can't actually be themselves. And so when they see actual openly gay people, they get bothered. They get really bothered. And why are the racist dudes also pedophiles? What is that?
Bro,
what are they also pedophiles? Like, I know why. It's all power. Racism's power, pedophilia's power.
Yeah.
It's all power. It's a power control over victims. They all suffer. That's why Epstein was also racist.
Yeah.
They're always so now I'm looking at racist dudes like, check his phone. Fuck the rebel flag. Check his phone. Check his phone, like check his laptop, check all our phones. Yeah, everybody's phones should get checked every day. Maybe we should check a checker. I'm gonna stop talking.
I was gonna say this earlier and you interrupted me because you're an asshole. But you said something that
you only laugh at jokes about me, man.
Yeah,
Rich.
Only the white jokes. But you said something that made me feel better like a couple weeks ago because I was like, man, these
the big ones hurt.
You got yours.
Gotcha, bitch.
You did. You got me back. Here I am not being able to get my thought out the second time.
I'm gonna make it a third if you keep trying
a
me.
clip. Okay.
Go ahead.
You were like, I was like, man, these dudes are so unaware and so like these like white racist dudes, like they like give me the fucking heebie-jeebies. Like I don't have the right word for it, dude. Like they like are so disturbing, and I hate that. I'm like, I look like these dudes. I hate it. I'm like, I'm just a bald dude with a beard. And you're like, black people don't confuse you with those dudes. You don't look like a dude that's like that. You know what I mean? I don't carry myself like a dude like that. And I don't know if there's other white people out here that feel this way too, but like, man, this shit is coming. The brown wave is coming. Like we are like, you either get behind it or you get rolled the fuck over right now. And I see how it's impacting my life positively. I'm like, I'm all for this shit. But when this shit comes around, I think there's probably some people out there like afraid that they're going to get grouped into like the MAGA white people group and just be treated as all white people.
Are.
Yeah. And that's because they are. But
good.
Yeah. But what's not going to happen is like if you treat people with kindness and you're cool, people see that. They're going to see through that if you're faking it, and you're not going to get treated that way. So if you're not that, it's not going to happen.
Exactly, bro. And you know what you should be excited about? The person who's least likely to fuck you over is the person who's been fucked over for 400 years. They don't want to fuck people over. They don't want to oppress people. Welcome to the cookout, bro. We're an inclusive people. Yeah. You lucky we're not vengeful. In the history of white hate, we've never created a hate group to actively seek out and keep white people down and make laws to hurt white people. Never. We've never done that. Even though we deserve to, We don't do that because it's not who we are. We're forgiving people for the most part. There's some black people out there that would hurt your ass if they got the opportunity. But for the most part, that's not who we are. You're only afraid of your own projection. We're going to do to you what you did to us. And you know what? I'm okay with you having that fear. You deserve it. Because if you have that fear, that means you've done something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man, you're definitely invited to the salad bar. Definitely invited.
I'm good, bro. I don't fuck with
You can
raisins.
be there. Unlimited breadsticks.
Balsamic vinaigrette.
We got 80 types of cheese.
Yeah, nigga, y'all definitely, white people be on some cheese, nigga.
Yeah.
Like every white person I know right now, every white person who has string cheese in the refrigerator right now, I need you to leave a comment. I guarantee you 80% of white people right now have string cheese. Rich, you got string cheese in your fridge. Told you. You do?
No, I don't like cheese.
That's a lie.
They be keep. No, it's not a lie. Ask the people that like me.
You don't like
and
cheese?
know me. Yeah, I hate cheese.
What are you trying to say about me? No, you don't like cheese?
We don't order pizza enough together.
That's
yeah.
fair.
I always try to like. I don't hate cheese, but like I definitely don't seek out cheese.
Hold on.
Yeah. What are you doing? Is this
We
important?
got checking our time.
I'm checking the time. I'm timing you. Off.
Oh, word. Shit. No
Yeah.
shit.
Isn't it nice that we can look at ourselves? By the way, your earrings look nice.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I feel like it's been a really good episode so far.
It has,
It's
man.
been a great conversation.
Bro, you know what's crazy?
What is this, 8?
You know what black people do? Some of the stuff white people talk about that black people do, it's true. And black people do have ghetto fatigue. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff white people say is true. But we don't own pharmaceutical companies. We don't own the U.S. government. We don't own the companies that make the weapons and ammo for war. We don't own the company that makes the boots. We don't own the insurance industry. We don't own the banking industry. We don't own the agricultural industry. We don't own any industry that's making your life miserable. How the fuck are we the problem? None of those people are also Mexican. Your problem are white dudes in suits, and it's always been that. I'm going to go ahead and say this. We need women of color to run this motherfucker. We need women of color to run this motherfucker. And I ain't talking about Meg Thee Stallion. I'm not necessarily talking about Kamala, because she seems real corporate. We need a legit, sit your ass down. That's the hell we need.
A lunch lady.
Yeah, we need a straight up
lunch
cafeteria lady that give you 2 honey buns and shit.
President.
Hell yeah, she got a little jiggly arm. That's what the fuck we need, some jiggly arm. We need some jiggly arm around this bitch, man.
Yeah,
We need a candy lady in the hood to run this motherfucker, bro. I'm tired. What, bro? We need the most opposite of white dude right now.
Yeah.
We do. It is what it is, man. Most of my friends white dudes. It is what it is. We need the opposite of white dudes right now. We need a Muslim female that has a dick and she's gay and she's a Satanist. Like we need like the opposite of the worst type of. I don't know what we need, but what we've been doing is not working.
Yeah.
And it does not look like it's gonna work for the foreseeable future.
Bro, it's so discouraging, man. I've been like just like trying to explain to a lot of young people, because this circles back to like the ignorance that a lot of us are in, is like they don't even know that their opportunities have been stripped from them because they're too young to like have known what the world was like when pensions were more available and employers offered medical insurances and 401ks, and people worked those occupations for decades, and like home prices were like nearly half of what they are now. Like they don't even know that they're living in a world where their purchasing power has been reduced drastically. Like their ability to exercise their freedom has been stripped away from them in a lot of ways. And I'm just like, it makes me depressed because I educated myself on these things. I'm like, damn, dude, every day I wake up, I'm just like, I've had a job since I was 15. I've worked harder than most people I know in my life. And I'm like looking at a place right now about to be 30, like, dude, like this is clearly not working. The system we have right now is clearly not the right system for everyone, man.
And not even for them. It's not
even
working for
us.
them.
I'm
It's
the
not
one that
working for
should be
them.
benefiting.
Yeah, you're not benefiting either. Bro, going back to like having women in power, bro, like it's like fatigue. It's fatigue. Like you notice that the dudes in the comments, since I've gone viral for saying that, their rebuttal is that single father households. Like, bitch, I'm talking about running the world, not a fucking single parent household. Like, show me the statistics of men running the world. Don't show me the statistics of women running a household. Show me the statistics of men messing with kids. Show me the statistics of sexual crimes. Show me the statistics of all violent crimes across the world. Show me those statistics. It's time for a change, bro. I'm just tired. I'm not one of them dudes that couldn't get pussy and he's trying to get girls to like him and shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. I was one of those dudes I was Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, motherfucker. Women should do this and do that. I was one of those guys. Yeah. And one day I used my brain and I was like, but it's always dudes that's fucking it up though.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. I was watching the Kevin Hart roast last night, and there was a part of me that kind of my stomach turned a little bit with these racist jokes I was hearing from a lot of these white comedians, and I didn't know how to feel about it because I was like, me and you obviously for years we'll laugh at racist jokes. Not that I won't, but there's just something about the time we're in when we see the clear racism happening. And it's undeniable, the resurfacing of this white supremacy that makes those jokes just feel off to me. And I want to know your perspective on it because it's you're the one that would be offended, not me.
Every white person got up there just made nothing but racial jokes. What's crazy is that racial jokes that's my favorite type of humor. My question is, why is it always racist jokes? Why is it only racist jokes? I don't understand that, bro. There's so many things you can make fun of within the black culture that's outside of skin color. It's real telling to me. So I'm less bothered by them making racist jokes during a racist time because I feel like racism can be a funny way to cope with racism. Like Richard Pryor found a way to do it. Eddie Murphy found a way to do it. Martin Lawrence found a way to do it. You know, a lot of people found a way to find humor in horrible times to find a way to smile. But what I'm saying is, why is it always that? Why is it only that after the third or fourth racist joke from the third or fourth white person, you're like, you motherfuckers lack creativity?
Yeah.
You don't have the cognitive ability you claim to have. Why is it always race? It's only racial jokes. I'm okay with racial jokes. I think they're hilarious. But why is it only that? Like I told you about the guy in the gym was on the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And he played nothing but rap music for 45 minutes to an hour, but every single rap artist was a white male rap artist. And I was like, hey, bro, you can play some black music in here. What if I was playing country music and only dudes I played was black? Not a black album. I'm talking about 10 different black country music artists. It's fucking weird, bro. Man.
What do you think we're going to talk about? If we're still doing the podcast in 5 years from now, let's say the world stabilizes. Yeah, we are. And let's say the world stabilizes. And if we're doing it in 5 years, the world has. And if we're still...
Dumb Bros will always exist. So Dumb Bros podcast will always exist. There will always be dumb dudes who think the earth is flat and... that Charlie Kirk was the Messiah and Andrew Tate is an alpha male, and they're following these dudes that also suck at getting pussy. Only time they get pussy is from women who are already broken and they're depressed and they're going through shit, so they deal with men who treat them like shit. That's the only type of women they can attract. You know what I mean? So they find there's a correlation. They find relatability with those type of men because those men are spewing the same shit. Those women don't want to fuck you not because they're bad. Those women don't want to fuck you because you ugly, you have a low vocabulary, you got a little dick, you're balding right here, and you're racist. And you probably like little kids. That's why those women don't fuck with you, bro.
I like to think of Dumb Bros as kind of like a philosophy or a place for dudes who are trying. And we want to get better. We don't have the answers. We don't but we know that we want to be good people. We want to have morality. We don't get that from our religion. We try to get that from philosophy, but we try to back that up with good reasons. And it's just a place for people, not just dudes either, because I didn't mean to exclude women who are listening as well. People who are just we want to try to be better. We know that we are limited in our capacity intellectually. We don't think we're smart, but
women are gonna follow us, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I figured it out. It's because we're two dumb fucking dudes that's trying to get other dumb dudes to be less dumb. And women are going to love that shit. I promise you, we ain't got to worry about including women. They automatically include it when they see two dumb motherfuckers trying to get the other dumb motherfuckers to be less dumb.
Yeah.
So the women are going to be all over that shit.
And we're not faking it either, because our lives are full of like healthy relationships thriving with like women in our lives, like, you know, like our family and friends that are just like, and we learned through years of like, you know, just being around women. And so it's not like a fake narrative either. You know, it's coming from like a real place of respect.
Yeah, we're genuine. We're not
Yeah.
being performative.
Yeah.
This is how we genuinely feel. And we both had this view of women in a certain way years ago. You know what I mean? And we both grown out of that shit because we started to see like, what the fuck were we talking about? Like, some dude said we need strong men.
Yeah.
Not women. Like, what's wrong with strong women, bro?
what's
Like,
wrong
what
with
is
that,
wrong
bro?
with strong women? Why y'all so bothered by women? Bro, how do you not see that you look weak as fuck when you are bothered by a woman making money or having some power? Like, why do you? Because they can only attract the women who don't have those things. Women like that make them uncomfortable because they're not strong. They only feel strong. It's like a bully. A bully has to pick on people he feels are doing worse than them, so he can feel better about himself. Bro, if you were doing good and I didn't know you, bro, that's not going to bother me. If a woman was doing good, I'm good for her. Hell yeah, go get it, girl. Girl power, pink power, whatever. I'm all about the shit. You know what I mean? Why are there men like looking up videos to see men hitting women back or looking up to see a woman upset? It's fucking weird that they get off on like women being beneath them. I don't understand that shit, bro. Like, I don't need people beneath me to feel powerful, bro. When I wake up in the morning, I'm black, nigga. I'm keeping a buck. I can't explain to you how I feel. It's hard to explain without sounding egotistical when I wake up black every day. So feeling powerful is not something, motherfucker, you know what the fuck my people have been through to get here? They thrive through all that shit. They thrive through it all. So when I wake up in the morning, I feel damn near invincible. Like, I'm black, bro. Like, you know how badass being black is? Look at my shirt. Shit dangerous, but it's dope. You know what I mean? You know how badass black is, bro? You know how badass that shit is? Through our own people's ignorance, we got to survive that. We got to survive racism. We survive all that, then we thrive after all of that shit. So waking up knowing I'm capable of going through whatever these motherfuckers can throw at me, that's a fucking badass feeling, bro. It's a badass feeling. So why would I feel like I need somebody beneath me to feel powerful? Nigga, I already just feel that. Not because I'm better than anybody, just because of what I'm capable of.
Well, shit. Amen to that. This has been Dumb Bros. Stay hard.
I was just getting a video on my glasses.
I don't know what you were doing just now, bro.
What?
And you cut me off at a bad time.
I didn't cut you off.
It's
I let
a
you
bad
finish your
clip.
thought.
It's a bad clip. It's like I said all that and you were like, yep, we're done.
Go ahead.
I said like a lot of shit and then Eli was like, we're done. I got to just cut it right before you said that.
I get nervous at 2 o'clock. I try to respect.
Fuck
you know,
Rich,
yeah. You got a lot of. We got a lot of good clips out of this episode.
Yeah,
A
we
lot
did.
of them,
We
I
did.
think.
We got
There's
a lot
some-
of them.
I think it's
Yeah.
a great conversation.
But I'm going to take
today.
these 5 minutes that he gave us because anything can come out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
or
I'm
come in it.
But yeah, man.
All right, this is Dumb Bros. Get hard. Get off being hard. Get a little soft for a couple more minutes.
That was corny. But, bro, like, I hate the lonely feeling I've been having, but it's worth not being a sellout. You know what I mean? And I want vulnerable and disenfranchised people to know that there's aggressive motherfucker like me out there. There's a fucking great shot. He know how to throw hands. I'm in shape, and I love vulnerable and disenfranchised people. Like, why do I want to punch down on people who are already being punched down on by society? Like, why are you jumping in with society to help them lose the fight when you're already climbing the ladder and doing well? You know why? Because they get afraid when they see us climbing. They see us get on that ladder, they get terrified. Because when we climb that ladder, we got a 100-pound vest on, and it's a dog on our ankle, and it's a water hose being sprayed at us, and it's a noose around our neck tied to a tree, and we still climbing up the fucking ladder, and then we pull back down, and you celebrate. And then we get right back on the ladder, climb back up. You're not like that. They're not like that. They don't have that in them. We've been black this whole time. White people just not learning what it's like to be black.
I use that as my motivation in like almost the inverse, where like when you start training MMA together and getting in shape, like my motivation came from the source of like I was raised to be weak. Like I had all these male figures in my life that like dipped out. Don't know my biological father. Fuck him. Like I don't know what like all these like white men
That
that
went
were like,
downhill, by the way.
yeah. Just
We'll talk
yeah,
about that
yeah.
off
It's
camera,
all good. But like my source of that comes from like when I looked around, I saw weakness, and I was like, I want to be the example of like for white men, not be the example for them, but like let's get stronger. Let's hold accountability. Let's get better.
Yeah,
that's
why
what
not,
I wanted
bro?
to be.
Why don't they want to hold hands and not worry about looking over your shoulder every day? And everybody's happy, and people have health care, and people their money's doing well. Like people are happy and eating. Why don't you want that to be America?
I want to be soft.
I'm saying why are you against that? Why are you against coming together? What? That's fucking weird, bro.
I've just had to dismiss so many of these people. I mean, you've been talking about this recently because, like, when it comes down to it, after all these years of trying to, like, hold the table for people and give them the opportunity to explain their points, we find out after Trump that y'all were just fucking racist this whole fucking time.
The whole fucking time.
And I was like, man, all this talk about the minimum wage not being able to raise because then jobs wouldn't be able to pay.
It was all
people.
bullshit. I knew it was
all of
bullshit
that.
back then.
And I was like, man, all these years I spent trying to have reasonable conversations with people just for y'all to come out and be racist. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just like, I'm not talking to you at all anymore.
No.
And like you said, fuck the liberals, but we are definitely not talking to you.
Yeah, definitely. We not liberals, by the way. We do not fuck with liberals. Don't get that shit twisted. We're independent thinkers. But what y'all on, I'm just keeping a buck. Like the people who say, no, it's both sides. Nigga, all the evidence look like it's 99% your side. Yeah. It's like 1% this side, 99% this side. This side looks like typical corrupt, paid off politicians. This one look like pedophile murderers. You see what we're dealing with? They're not the same. They're not the same type of evil. I would rather deal with this evil than bombing children and then supporting it.
You saw like Trump say yesterday, like I'm not thinking about Americans' financial situation. Like,
bro,
how many times does he have to come out to?
Listen, bro. Trump literally came out and said I can kill somebody in broad fucking daylight and I wouldn't lose a vote.
Years ago,
he was telling you he had a cult. If he is, you know how dumb you got to be to hear a man say this. Man, let me show you how dumb you motherfuckers are. Trump has said out loud. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's on video. Trump has said out loud, smart people don't like me. I love the poorly educated. You're his.
You know,
how does that not settle in your mind that the man you support just said smart people don't like me? What does that make you? You like him. And then he said, I love the poorly educated. And they're like, Trump 2028.
Dude, shout out to this channel. I want to say they're called The Good Guys. You've definitely seen them, but they just like these two white dudes that go to Trump rallies and they just like ask questions in the line.
They're retarded.
Yeah.
I said it. They are.
Or they are.
They're slow. I don't mean to offend mentally handicapped people, man, but I feel like these people are the slur of retarded. If you understand what I'm saying, they're not just mentally handicapped, they're terrible people. Yeah. And that's what I'm using that for, man. It's like, it's the hard R N-word from them motherfuckers. Fuck them, retarded. They are, bro. Like, they are slow, bro. Like, if you haven't figured it out, my buddy, he black, he voted for Trump. I tried to get him not to, and now he understands he made a huge mistake. But he talks about it openly. He holds himself accountable.
God.
He holds himself accountable.
Yeah.
It's all good. Me and him were talking about yesterday about the people who are still on board. At this point, you have to be a pedophile. Like at this point, you're a pedophile. Just something's like, bro, I don't. Let's get out of here, man. Hey, this has been Dumb Bros. I'm gonna say it before him. What do you say after this?
Stay hard. I come up with something on the fly usually.
What if you stayed hard with jeans on like this?
It would not be fun. Okay,
I got holes in them though.
This
I can
is
just
Dumb
poke
Bros.
it through the side.
Stay a little flaccid.
Hey, this been out the mud.